Mall of America. It's home to world-class shopping, great dining, and amazing attractions and events. And these are our stories, presented by Bloomington, Minnesota Travel and Tourism.
Welcome to this episode of So Much More. I'm really excited to be here. I'm your host, Dan Jasper, today, joined by my colleague, my friend, my co-host, Jill Renslow.
Hello.
How are you?
I am fantastic and really looking forward to this conversation.
I am too. We both kind of switch places every other show or so, but we're always here, and we're both wearing light blue.
Look at the blue.
It's
in
kind of looking
tribute
good.
to our guests that are with us today.
And we have two really special guests with us today. We are excited to have Minnesota Twin great Hall of Famer, legend, Tony Oliva with us today. He has so many stories to share, and his son, Ric Oliva. Ric is the author of No Hay Problema, the amazing story of Tony Oliva. He's done other writing as well, I happen to know. And so he's going to share some stories of growing up with a famous dad and some of his memories as well. Tony is a Hall of Famer, former Rookie of the Year, batting champion, 8-time All-Star, and one of the most beloved Minnesota Twins players in history. I grew up watching you when I was a little kid, and I loved it. It was it was so much fun. You and Rod Carew and Harmon Killebrew, and it was the good old days. Tony, Ric, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. For me, it's a dream to be here, especially right here in the Mall of America, because I remember I play baseball right here in this field. Yeah, I've never been this high. The people this high in the Mall of America. I remember this is the high that Harmon Killebrew used to hit his home runs.
He could hit them high and far, couldn't he?
He hit one here, that still they have the sign here in the mall where he hit the ball.
Yes.
500 feet. Yeah, that was, every time I come to the mall, I had to come to the home plate. I tell myself, man, I've been here for at least 100,000 times because I played 15 years right here. And this was the home base of Minnesota Twins,
And that was your spot, that home plate.
My spot. I make sure I go to the home plate. I've been the left side. I say, oh, man, can you believe it? A little guy from Cuba being here in Minnesota where it's nice and cold. and they got the best people in the whole United States.
Yep.
Wonderful people. I here be a part of this thing. It's unbelievable.
It is amazing. Take us back to the beginning of your days as a professional player when you did come to Minnesota, and talk us through those early years and what it was like.
Well, you see, baseball is a little bit different today than when I play, especially when you play in the minor league. I used to play in the minor league. I came here from Minnesota, and Harmon Killebrew was here, Solo Versailles, Camilo Pascual. I don't speak any English. I still don't speak English too well. But on those days, I don't speak any. For Camilo Pascual and Solo Versailles and Julio Becker, and, they take care of me. It's like I was his little puppy. I followed them all the way. And Harmon Killebrew and Jim Carter was very nice to me. They take care of me, especially when Andy Rowe too, and Jim Carter used to take me to dinner, all this stuff. That was something different for me because coming here, see, I was a superstar, and I nobody, you know what I mean? You respect those guys because you don't have the opportunity. Right now, when the ball players, half the ball players right now right here, they have a chance to go to spring training, mingle with the guys. It's different. Those days you see the guy, you say, oh no, it's this is Harmon Killebrew, this is Jim Lem. Somebody in that group, I say, I don't believe it, I was there, Every time you see this guy, you was like nervous about. But you get too used to pretty soon because you have a guy like Killebrew, that is American, Jim Carter. They don't understand me, but they try to understand me. They they call me all the time different name, like something that I like,
Okay.
Like Jim Carter, you say, call me, hey, little boy, you know what I mean? I like, because I was younger.
How old were you when you started with the Twins?
Oh, when I get here, I was 21 already. 22, I was the first time I have a chance to be here. Because I was lucky.
Yeah.
I come from the minor league so fast. I hit 400 my first year, and they brought me up here to a big league. I no played the first year in 61, but I was practicing when the club get used to. And next year, I come back here to a big league, and right away, I think. But what I think about taking me a little bit longer, like one extra year, because believe me, I was a great hitter. I killed the ball in the minor league.
I remember.
I killed the ball in the spring training, 400, but I have had time to catch the ball.
Yeah.
I was so bad that I catch a fly ball and ground ball. Sometimes the guy hit a fly ball and say, I got it. And the boy was 20 feet behind me.
Well, the sun got in your eyes.
No, I never played night games in Cuba. Yeah, but sometimes they hit a ground ball and the ball go through my leg too. But, the funny part was that I was so proud of that. 3 years later, I practiced so hard. I believe myself that I can be one of those big league ball players. I watched a lot of big league players like Alkaline for Detroit. He was the best in American League in those days. Yeah, I said, I want to be like him. Play the position like him, like that. 3 years later, I won the Golden Glove in American League.
Amazing.
Yeah, after that, I make the All-Star eight straight times. And that was something special for me. Yeah, I got the Golden Glove for me. My Golden Glove, I got it home. I got it, 4 batting champion. One in the minor league, where he 400, and 3 in the big league. But my one that I say, I worked so hard. Yeah, I'm so proud of the Golden Glove. Because I was bad.
Yeah. But you got good.
You're determined.
And you worked at it.
Mm-hmm.
I worked up. But a lot of people helped me.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you can be good hitter and you forget about the other part of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you want to be good all around, you work. It's like any job you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a team sport.
Yeah.
You need all the players to be good at all the areas, right?
Make a lot difference. Make a big difference if every position you have a player who you can trust, to do his job a lot, because in any games win. I know you go have a good time, but if you don't win, you don't have a good time.
Right. It's much more fun when you win.
Yeah, oh, yeah. People say, nah, it's all right. No. This are like I tell the, you see, I never wrong, okay, because I come from Latin America, I come from Cuba.
Yes.
We believe in winning, and work very hard. Sometimes you lose this party game, but you have to give it your 100%. I don't like when the people tell the kid, go over there, have a good time, win one, it's not important.
Yeah.
Yes, winning is important. It's like to go to school. If you go to school, you do your homework and your grade will be better.
Yep.
You give it 100%. If you lose or you have a bad grade, okay, you have to be happy. You give it 100%. But if you don't give it 100%, you don't can feel it. Too happy about if it's not going your way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get here in a little bit. That's kind of the theme behind the book a bit, right? Which is no problem. We're going to figure it out. We're going to work at things. Rick, talk a little bit about what it was like growing up with a famous dad who was an amazing athlete.
So the funny thing is, I didn't really understand that he was famous. Like, I knew that people would come up to me and their parents would be like, oh my gosh, your dad's Tony Oliva. Like, that's so amazing. But to me, he was just like, he's just dad, right?
Dad.
And so it's so funny. I have this picture that people look at it and they just go, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So I'm probably 10 years old, and he had taken me to some like old timers reunion game, and I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm not playing. I don't care, right? Like, I don't know who these guys are. And so there's a picture of me and my dad and this other gentleman, and I'm going like this. So it was me standing next to Hank Aaron.
No.
I have no idea. Like, whatever. It's like, why,
big deal.
Dad, why are you making me take this picture? Right? Like that was sort of how it was. Now, I did know that there was, there's some cool stuff that I got to do that other kids maybe didn't get to do, like, hanging out at the Metrodome. Like, I could go before the games and hang out in the clubhouse and stuff, and my friends would be like, oh, that's so cool. And every now and then I'd get to bring a friend with me. But to me, it wasn't, I didn't really appreciate who he was as a public figure until I was probably in my 20s or probably really my 30s is when I appreciated it, when I had my own kids and I'd bring them to the ballpark and then I'd just see like how people would just react around, my dad being there and people taking pictures because now he's throwing batting practice to their 6-year-old. Wow. And they're like, never did I ever imagine that this, would happen. And so it's kind of funny because, for me, it was like, it's just my dad, whatever. Right. But looking back, I see my life growing up with a different lens.
Mm-hmm. So talk to us a little bit about how the book came to be.
So the book, No Hay Problema, the rough translation is "This is not a problem," right? And my dad used to tell me all these stories about him growing up and about him becoming a baseball player and some of the things that he overcame. And I thought that was really inspiring, and I'd remember those stories. I still remember them now. I still have to remind myself, like, this is not a problem. We can figure it out, right? And when my now 21-year-old was a toddler, I said, this would make a great children's book, because I was reading all these other kids' books to my son. It only took me 16 years to create the first draft.
We can relate.
But then I did, and so that's so funny because that was in like 2020. I released it. I had a bucket list, it was COVID year, trying to get my bucket list done. Said, okay, I got the book, self-publish it, boom, done. A year later, gets a call, oh, by the way, you're in the Hall of Fame now. And it's like, oh, I need to redo the book. And so I had always envisioned it as being this illustrated children's book. Before the first edition wasn't illustrated. It was just a story. So I connected with Wise Inc. Publishing here, their local publishing company. They did the Joe Mauer book, The Right Thing to Do, I think is the name of it. And the same illustrator, Kevin Cannon, did a fantastic job illustrating it. But the idea was where you start doesn't determine where you're going to end in life. And if you keep working hard at things, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. So, like, as he mentioned, he was horrible in the outfield. Like, the people that played with him back in the days, they laugh about it. Now they're like, Tony, you hit the ball so hard, but how are you so bad in the field, right? And they laugh about it. But in 3 years, he won the Gold Glove, which means that you're the best fielder in your position in that year, right? So he won a gold by putting his mind to it. He went from, struggling to earning that Golden Glove. The book also talks about things like, and this is why it's important, I think, for some kids, is they say, well, if I don't make this team, then I'm going to quit. If I don't make varsity as a freshman, then I'm just going to give up, whatever. He was cut from the Twins. So, a lot of people don't know that. He went to his tryout, he was dropped by the team, and then he got a second chance. He didn't let that stop him. He didn't give up and just say, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to put my tail between my legs and go home. Same thing with, like, growing up, he didn't have bats and balls. So instead of saying, well, we don't have a baseball bat, so I guess we can't play, they're like, well, let's go find a stick or a branch. Let's go find a piece of cork and wrap it with tape, and we'll make that our baseball. And, if someone has an old shoe, that'll be first base or whatever. They just figured it out. So no matter what, no hay problema, we will figure out a way to keep going and to achieve our dream, whether it's small, like figuring out how to put together a makeshift bat and ball and baseball field, or whether it's, becoming a Major League Baseball player.
I love that lesson too, which is don't give up, keep trying, figure out a way. When you were growing up as a boy in Cuba, we heard the story about using sticks for a bat or figuring things out. Did you also play, as you got older, did you play on organized teams at all, or what was that like?
I tell you the truth. I think blame everything to God.
Okay.
Because I don't have no, how you say, how can I explain it to you? It's no reason for me to be here, where I grown up in Cuba, in the country over there. I grew up in the country, in the farm. Not too many kids was there. Not too many. We get together on Sunday and try to play the ball game on Sunday. I never play high school ball. I never play amateur ball. I only play in the country every Sunday.
Okay.
But every time I have a chance with my brother, some of the kids in the neighborhood, in the farm, we get together and we play a slow pitches, baseball, and play. And Sunday we play the real balls. And the good thing is, back in '87, he had the opportunity to go to Cuba, and he can experiment to hit baseball with the stick. He's making your own baseball, and the same because with the kid. Well, the kid, we get there right away, the kid was said, Rick, let's go play baseball. 8 o'clock in the morning, they was looking already in my brother's house, for him to go and play.
Yep.
And he experimented all that stuff over there, the same stuff I experimented when I grew up. But I say, I come here and see all the equipment, everything what the kids have, how they play, how they organize everything. I never have nothing like that.
Yeah.
But the only thing I have was my father. He loved baseball. He was a good baseball player. In my farm, in the farm we got about 120 acres. We built a little field. This is the field that we use it to play on Sundays. And every time I have a chance during the weeks, and the kids get together, we play. Sometimes we got 6 or 7 kids over there. We play 1 base or 2 base baseball, but we play for hours. And the more you practice, the better you get. That's how I like to go to school. This is what I like to tell the kid. You go to school, you do your homework, you get better. Baseball is the same. And you learn, the way I play, you learn how to hit too, because I say, well, this kid that play in this, in the right side, I want to hit the ball on the left side.
Yep.
Because my secret was I want to get a base hit. I want to hit the ball, not only go over there and swing the bat, hit the ball hard. No, sometimes I look, I see what was the hole, and that helped me big time coming to be a professional baseball player, because that was the same thing I did it through my years. I don't went to the ballpark only because I left-handed hitting. I don't went over there only with the idea to pull the ball. I used to hit a lot of ball to left field. I used to hit the whole ballpark, and that helped me a lot.
It's funny because Jim Cott, Hall of Fame pitcher, tells the story. He says, when we'd be watching the game and the other team would the pitcher would get Tony 0-2, the pitcher would think that they're ahead. But we all knew that the pitcher was behind, because everybody knows you're 0-2. They're not going to throw you a fastball down the middle. It's going to be something crazy. Yeah. And when you grow up hitting bottle caps that are doing this with a stick, like, you think you're going to throw me a little curveball and I'm not going to be able to hit that? Like, are you kidding me? So they're like, then the breaking ball would come in and Tony would hit it to the opposite field. And so, it's funny because, as you mentioned, when I was about, I think, 11 or 12 years old, I got a chance to go to Cuba for the first time. And, it's crazy. But the thing is it's still that way, right? Yeah. Like, I took my kids, the last time we went was 2019. And same thing. Like, somebody would find a glove somewhere that somebody would have. And, like, they were playing catch with, I think, an Altoids container.
Get creative.
Like some trash that someone had thrown away, but they could throw it, and so it's just spinning and going all over, and you get good just because you have to be watching, you have to be paying attention. It's wild.
So when you went to Cuba, could you hit with a stick?
I mean, I got to the point where I could hit it a little bit, but I wasn't hitting like those kids.
Not like the kids.
No.
And I have a question about your father, Tony. Could he catch a fly ball? You said he was good at baseball. I'm curious.
When my father already, when he started play, I never saw him play too much, because he was already he was in the 40s.
Yep.
When I started play, but he was a good hitter. The only good thing is he threw right-handed and he lefty. I throw right-handed, he lefty. And my oldest son Pedro, who signed for Minnesota Twins, only 1 year he got hurt. He threw right-handed and he left it. I said, no way he can miss it. Because my father was a great hitter. Yeah, was so hitter. And Pedro was a good hitter. My other son, he was good, but he got hurt. He signed for Minnesota Twins. And my father, everybody said he was a good hitter.
Wonderful.
But later he gave me, in those days, when I started playing, he was umpire behind the pitcher, in those days because and he all the time he's umpire. He got in the country, the people in the country, the farm, everybody used it. So machete or knife, and,
Yep.
because working the farm, you need it, in case you have to use it for helping the cows or for court or something, he umpire, he make sure to tell the pitcher, upon a pitcher. I remember my first time, I was probably about 15 or 16 years old, he tell the pitcher, hey, be nice to my son because he's only 15 years old, something like that. When what happened, the pitcher, the first time, but he threw me the ball right here. Yeah, hit it so hard that he don't believe in that. The guy said, he lied to me, But that was me, I don't know. Why I said that God helped me to do what I did, I think it's truth. 4 years ago, he went to the fantasy camp for the first time.
The Minnesota Twins fantasy camp, yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay.
And he said, Daddy, this is why I'm here because I want my dream is pitch it to you. I said, no way, Julian. I'm too old. You know what pitch it to me. You know what happened. Finally, I said, there was a lot of people would understand. A lot of some ball players and all the fantasy camp people. What's about 100 people who try to understand? Because that day, the pro play the campus.
Yeah, the rookies, yep.
All the rookies. I said, Daddy, I want to pitch to you. Oh, man. I said, no. Finally, that day, he walked from his dugout to my dugout. I said, hey, this is right here because I want to speak it to you. I said, okay. I don't have no choice. I went to there. I get 2 bats. I get loose, loose. Yeah, I don't swing the bat for a long time, okay?
Yep.
And he threw me the first pitch right there. Beautiful. Cuban sandwich. I said,
Cuban he took the pitch.
Yeah, beautiful pitch. I take it. Because I am smart.
Yeah.
I know he not going to throw me out. I was timing. The next pitch was a little bit high. I let it go. The next pitch was another Cuban sandwich. I hit it so hard that the ball hit a land drive over second base, 1 ball to the right field. That was unbelievable how hard I hit that ball. Everybody gave me a standing ovation.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I got mad because I was like, I'm not a pitcher. I only have so many good pitches in me. Like, if you don't swing
Dad,
at
take one of these.
If you don't swing at the first one, I can't guarantee there's going to be another good one. So for you and anyone watching, if they don't know what Minnesota Twins fantasy camp is, really quick, every year down in Florida, typically in first or second week in January, there's an organization called youratwin.com. Well, the website's youratwin.com, and you get to pretend like you're a baseball player. So you pay your fee, you go down to Florida, you're at the facility down in Hammond Stadium, like that facility. I forget what the full name of it is, but yeah, they give you a home and away jersey and uniform, and you play. It's like 7 or 8 games that week, and the coaches are like my dad, Bert Blyleven, Kent Herbeck goes down there, Al Newman. Frank Viola.
Like currently, these folks
like
are,
these
that's
guys.
very cool.
Gardenhire, like these guys,
for you guys,
and those guys are your coaches for the week.
Very cool.
And so they coach your team.
Those are good coaches.
Yeah.
And so it's
They know
a
little
lot of
something
fun.
about
And
the
it's,
Santana was there this year too.
Oh yeah. And so a lot of guys, it's like between like 35 and 80 years old. So it's everybody.
84 years.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. So I went and I told him, I was like, well, it's fantasy camp. Like he never. The beauty of it was, or the beauty and tragedy of it was, he's a Major League Baseball player. He never got to be my coach as a Little League coach. I got to be my kid's little league coach, but I was like, I want to go down there so you can be my coach for a week. And so it was fun. So he's my coach. And one of the games they do is a veterans versus rookies. So I was a rookie that year game. And I was like, you're going to play, right? If I pitch, you're going to hit. He's like, no. It's like, what do you mean no? Like, just do it. So that's where the story picks up is I finally, convinced him to get out there, and he hit the ball so hard. And everybody was like, are you kidding me? Where did that come from?
I love it. I mean, your determination of success is just inspiring. And Rick, you alluded to the Hall of Fame, and I would love to ask you about that because you waited many years to get that call. And I'm just curious of what did that feel like to get that call to be in the Hall of Fame?
Well, truly, was very nice, okay? But I get used to that. I say, I know I go make it because I know inside of me that I go make the Hall of Fame sooner or later. But I want to make the Hall of Fame while I'm alive, because a lot of people they've been waiting a long time and they pass away, before they put in the Hall of Fame, and this thing happened to a lot of guys, But I was especially the last year, I was feeling bad if I don't make it. Not for me, for my family, for my friends, for the fans, because they pull it so hard 3 or 4 years before, And sometimes the media is waiting in the house for the call in the past, and the call not coming. That was why I say, if you don't come this time, a lot of people gonna be disappointed. I was thinking about the other people more than me, because I think, truly, I've been in the Hall of Fame for 65 years before they get to the Hall of Fame. Before, I say 50, 60 years since I've been here, because to sign it, be able to play here in Minnesota, for me, it's the best state in the whole United States, believe it or not. To have a statue in the front of the stadium, to be in Hall of Fame in Cuba, not only in Cuba, but in Dominican Republic, and New York, and a lot of places. It's for me, that was it. But especially to be here in Minnesota, having the statue in the stadium here in Minnesota, that was the big thing for me.
It's amazing.
I think now Cooperstown put the whole thing together, because now I know exactly how the people was feeling about me. Because any place I go, especially today, I went to see the doctor, so I had to go, check up on that. And I saw this lady was coming, and I know she was smiling to me. She said, "My mother's crazy about you." I was lucky because I have a picture in my package. She wanted to take a picture. We take a picture, I sign a picture, say, "Give it to your mama." And for not only that, any place I go, especially young people, old people, everybody, recognize me, and they so happy that I make it to the Hall of Fame. That was unbelievable.
Well, tell you from the eyes of a long time ago 8-year-old who thought you were a superhero. Yeah. We're glad you made it to the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
I grew up with you, and it was amazing. We're running out of time, but Rick, if you could leave people with one lesson about your book, what would you say about the book, and where can they find it?
So they can find it on my website, ricoliva.com, Rick with no K, so RICOLIVA.com. So that they can find information on there, but the easiest way is just search on Amazon, Amazon.com for No Hay Problema, The Amazing Story of Tony Oliva. You'll find it on there. It was interesting, and it's in the beginning of the book in the thank yous, is when I didn't know how to write a book, but I can figure it out. I don't know how to get a book published. No hay problema. I just had to keep talking to people until I find a publisher. I can't draw stick figures. No hay problema. I can find someone who can find an illustrator, right? So it's it just kept going, and when we started this conversation, I said, I use the lessons from the book in my daily life still, right? And that's some of the things. But one of the most poignant is when I asked my dad, okay, well, what do you want people to take away from the book? He just said that I never gave up. And that's one of the things is he said people oftentimes give up too early. They have a dream, they have something that they want to do. You know, the first time they hit a brick wall, they're like, well, I don't know what to do, and they just put off that dream. But it's like, no, just keep going. You can, no hay problema. This too shall pass. Where you start isn't necessarily where you're going to end. He came from a small town in Cuba in the middle of absolutely nowhere. You know, you go to nowhere and then keep going. He came to the United States, didn't speak English, you know, and that's, he just made it happen.
And Tony, if you could leave words of wisdom for anyone, what would those be? For all the people that love you and care about you?
Well, one thing is that little book, I think I wish everybody have it because not only it's good for the kid, for the grown-up too. It's a lot of fun. You know, you will laugh about. I believe it, I like the people have a good time. You know, in anything they do. This is what I like to see. I like to see people happy, you know, to have a good time. I have a good time. I go to, you see, I've been with Minnesota Twins. I've been lucky because I've been from Dave St. Peter who was here, you say. I'm Minnesota Twins. I've been from them 65 years. I still there. I still go to the ballpark. I have a great time. I want them to remember me. I like people. I like them to be happy. I enjoy yourself. I enjoy myself all the time. This is the reason why I still go to the ballpark every time I have an opportunity to go. Yeah.
Two great lessons.
I love it.
Enjoy life, have a good time, don't give up.
Absolutely.
You can figure it out, right? No problem. Tony, Rick, thank you both so much for joining us today. It's been amazing. We kind of knew they would tell stories, right?
Absolutely. Great storytelling.
They were amazing. We're honored to have both of you, and we're honored to have you back on the site of the former Metropolitan Stadium. It's so good to have you here.
You should visit home plate one more time when you're here.
Yeah, before you leave today, go visit. And we didn't get to hear your opening day story, but we'll catch that offline. For all of those joining us, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of So Much More. It's been fun. I think we're just going to sit here and talk for another hour or so. But please like us, follow us, and make sure that you check out the book and get a copy of the book. Great lessons in here and great stories about a wonderful man and a wonderful player. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks for listening to So Much More, a Mall of America podcast. Subscribe wherever you find your favorite podcasts. This show is presented by Bloomington, Minnesota Travel and Tourism.